Getting your rent paid. How to get your rent paid. Ladies, I am back with another tutorial on how to get your rent paid. I know this is a question that I get asked quite a bit, and I know it was one of those big questions that I had. Sometimes it felt a bit too big, and we don't gatekeep around here. So I'm going to break down to you ladies how I recommend or how I have had success with getting my rent paid. So I'm going to just lay out a rough step-by-step guide of the things that need to come before getting your rent paid. I will preface this by saying, please make sure that you listen to the episode where I speak about why men love giving to me, and this is going to give you a very good background of what kind of energy you need to come with, and if you need to use some of what I share in that episode as your affirmations, go ahead and do that. You have to have a certain energy about you already, because men tend to do for women what they think other men are already doing or have done or will be willing to do. So if he thinks no one's ever paid your rent because of the way that you talk, the way that you present yourself, the way that you carry yourself around him, he's going to be less inclined to do that for you. If he thinks you don't, but if he thinks that you don't even consider somebody who hasn't paid your rent, then he's going to come with a very different energy, okay? So make sure you go check that episode out, and then let's get straight into how to get your rent paid. So ladies, step one for getting your rent paid is you need to make sure that the person that you are speaking with is not only interested in you, but you have to position yourself in a way that they are fawning over you instead of you fawning over them. A lot of ladies do a combination of two things, and these two things are gonna guarantee that your rent doesn't get paid, okay? Number one, ladies only wanna deal with men that they are physically attracted to. And number two, ladies, because they only deal with men that they're attracted to, ladies tend to be in a chasing energy. Ladies tend to, besides wanting to control a man, which I definitely do not recommend, ladies tend to want to be in a chasing kind of dynamic because they're always going for men that are physically attractive to them. The sad truth is that most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, in attraction, one is attracted to the other more, okay? And if as a woman, you are on the more side, in other words, you are more attracted to the man than he is to you, I cannot overstate how incredibly difficult it's going to be to use any of my techniques in that dynamic, okay? The number one thing is that he has to like you way more than you like him. Not a little bit more, not the same, way more, okay? He needs to be crazy about you to an extent, right? And you need to know how to work with that energy. And the more that you entertain men that you are chasing, the less skill you're gonna have with dealing with men that are chasing you, okay? So rule number one, make sure he likes you 10 times, 100 times more than you like him. If you don't have that foundation, very few of these tips are going to work for you. You might as well move on to another video, another episode, okay? So when you find somebody that likes you way more than you like him, then you need to allow him to pursue you. Okay? Sometimes a man will like you so much, he will immediately go into courting you, wooing you, trying to impress you, trying to get in your good books with immediate effects. Okay, so how would you know this is happening? He will be trying to see you, he'll be trying to take you out on dates, or if he wants to see you and you suggest a date is going to be the only way he's going to be able to see you, he's going to make it happen. Okay, he's going to be the one initiating conversation with you, whether it's through a chat or through a phone call. He'll be the one who is driving the whole thing. You could literally sit back in this dynamic and he will be the one making sure that things are happening. He's contacting you, he's checking up on you, he's making himself relevant to you. He's proactively putting himself in your space, okay, and trying to get your attention. And be aware that someone just chatting to you for the sake of chatting to you is very different from somebody wanting to know how your day was, also initiating dates, initiating plans. Okay, and not just making arbitrary plans like, oh yeah, we should get together and have lunch. Those aren't plans. If there's no date attached to it, there's no time attached to it, there's no how am I going to get there attached to it, which is what you're asking him, by the way, if I had to say that. If you don't have all these things attached to quote unquote the date, there is no date. And if on the day of the date, there's no, hey, are we still on from him? Okay, I'm picking up at this time, or I'm sending an Uber, or we'll meet, or whatever. If there's none of that initiated by him, there is no date. Okay? So ladies, those are the basics that you have to have covered. Stop entertaining men that say, yeah, we should. Yeah, that sounds great. And that's the last you hear of it. He is not the one. He will not pay your bills. Okay? He will not pay your bills. I won't get into why in this video because I want us to focus on how to get your rent paid. But that one will not pay your bills. That's all you need to know for the purposes of this video. Okay, so now let's move on. So now you've met somebody who's really crazy about you. He's always trying to see you. He's always trying to take you somewhere really nice. He's always trying to impress you. This is the person that you are going to use the following techniques on. Okay. Number 1, you allow him to pursue you with the intention of making you his girlfriend. There are a lot of men that will pursue you because they want to be physical with you, but they don't even want to speak about the relationship word, the girlfriend, boyfriend word. They don't even want that topic, okay? Your job is to make sure you establish yourself as girlfriend. And what do I mean by this? I mean, when he says things like, oh, we should go out and have lunch, oh, let me take you out for dinner, I'd love to spend time with you, okay, I can pick you up and we can go to such and such, or where do you want to go? When he's doing that, he's in the category of somebody who is dating you, or you are dating. And you know, it's nice, it's vibes, but that's not enough for you. That is basically like small talk, okay? And that's why I say you have to have the energy of somebody that is used to certain things, because if you are giddy and overwhelmed by a date, when you ask for your rent to be paid, it's going to feel so out of your energy that he's going to be like, what is she talking about? Okay, you don't want that. So enjoy your date. It's, you know, time for you to be a princess, to be in your, you know, element, all of that. Okay, have fun on your dates and make sure that you date different people at the same time. And by dating, ladies, I mean you go out on a date and go back home. You don't do anything beyond that. You go on your date and you go back home. Okay. So when he's doing that and he's talking about, oh, I really like you, we should get to know each other better, da 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 da. But he's not speaking about a relationship, which most men won't voluntarily. Then you need to make it clear that, you know what, yeah, I'm having such a great time with you. I think you and I have a really good connection going on. I'm really enjoying getting to know you and exploring this. But if we're just dating, there are just certain things for me that are not on the table. And you don't have to elaborate what those things are. We all know what those things are. You listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? And don't be offended when men bring certain things up. Like if he says he's attracted to your body, he's attracted to you physically, if he even makes comments about what he wants, respectfully, to do with you in privacy, don't be offended. A lot of women get offended, they get turned off, but that's how you're going to catch him. How are you going to catch him then? So allow him to express himself, respectfully, of course, but you also just, how you would communicate with anyone, just, okay, I hear you, I get it. We can date like this. I mean, I love going on dates, but honestly, that would require somebody, or that would only be shared with somebody that I took very seriously. And you need to practice it in front of your mirror, write it down in your journal, do whatever you need to do to get it drilled inside your mind. You tell him no by making him sound like he doesn't qualify, but you don't emasculate him. Okay, it's gonna take practice. So what do I mean by this? Oh, you know, you're so hot, your body is banging, blah blah blah. Okay, slow down. Oh, I know, but it's just, you know, what is it gonna take? Oh, well, firstly, thank you for the compliment, but you know, I don't really get down like that unless I'm in a committed relationship with somebody that has shown me that he really cares about me, you know. It's very easy to find somebody to be physical with, but you know, I'm a lady. I prefer a man, not just, you know, not just junk, not just the junk in your trunk. I prefer a man. So it's gonna take more than just a dinner or two to convince me that you're the man for me. You know what I mean? Like, you're engaging him in this pursuit. Like, he's like, okay, you know, I want this. And you're like, oh, okay, well, you don't qualify for that right now. Oh, what would I need to qualify? Well, firstly, you would at least need to be my man before I even consider something like this, okay? You say it in a flirtatious, you know, way. You don't use too many words because you also don't want to bind yourself to too many things. As little wording as possible, saying basically, you have not reached that level, sir. Okay? This is reserved for somebody that I can call my man, somebody that has shown me or is showing me that they're able to handle that position. Okay, so something along those lines, okay? And then he's going to obviously want to dig. What is that? What are those qualities? What is that thing that's going to make me at least stand a chance? Okay? So that's what he's gonna ask you. Oh, so what's your ideal man? Or what would that look like? Or what does that take? Or whatever. This is the golden question that we are getting to. Now, before we get into exactly how you're going to say you want your rent paid, please bear in mind, you're not going to get everybody. It's not every man that wants you that's going to pay your bills, okay? So if it works with one man, great. But if it doesn't work with 10 of them, Don't beat yourself up. Just go back to your drawing board and figure out how you can maybe refine it, refine your little speech. Okay, it's a speech. Just like, business people have a pitch when they go and meet up with investors. They don't just suck it out their thumb, They have a pitch, they research it, they refine it. If they get rejected, they go back and they rework it. They get some critique. You don't need to get critique. Men will tell you, you don't ask them, but why? No. But you know what I mean? So you also need a pitch. Don't walk in there blind, okay? Have your arsenal with you. So that's the golden question we're looking for. So what is it going to take? Well, what does that mean? Well, what would you need to even consider someone being your man? Take a deep breath. Don't rush into it. Smile as if you're like, will you even qualify? Don't look at him. Look at, like, if it's a glass of wine, take a sip with that smile of raise an eyebrow. You know what I mean? Make him feel like you don't think he has what it takes. Before you say a word, your face needs to say, girl, can this man even afford it? Okay. And then you can, before you get into it, be like, well, it's not for everybody. I don't know if you can handle it. As a joke, in a light, flirtatious, naughty kind of way. And that's going to get his ego all the way tied in. Like, what? Of course I can handle it. What is it? Once again, ladies, please make sure that this man can at least afford your bills. Okay? He should at least look like he can afford your bills, okay? He should at least look like it, okay? He should be at least... I'll say this. It's not always a fact, but more often than not it is. If the installment on his car, his most expensive car, if he's got more than one, if the installment on that car is not equal to or more than what your rent is, he's not the one. Okay? If the installment on his most expensive car is less than the rent that you're going to require, he's probably not going to have it like that. Okay? Not always true, but it's a great guideline. So once his ego's all riled up because you don't think he can even afford you, then, he's going to start getting a little pressed. Like, what do you mean? What are you on about? What is it? Well, it's hard for me to take a man seriously when he doesn't give me a certain level of security, or I don't feel like he is ready to invest in me, or if I feel like he's not really adding the kind of value into my life that I need. It just becomes difficult, no matter how attracted to him I am, and then look at him with like attractive eyes to show him I am attracted to you. Okay, no matter how attracted to him I am, I don't know, it's just, if I just have that feeling of like he's not ready to secure me like that, I can't take him seriously, then all I can do is just go on a date with him and that's it. And you pause it there. So this, he already interprets. He knows exactly he's already known from the time you said, I don't know if you can handle it. He already knew, okay? But it's the game. It's the dance. It's the back and forth. Here we go. Okay, so you pause it right there. What has he heard? He heard you say value. Adding value to your life. He heard you say invest in you. He heard you say secure. You need to find words like this that mean give me the money without saying anything about money. Okay? Make money emotional. Make money emotional. What does that mean? Instead of saying, well, I need money, or I want your money, which is politically incorrect, what you say is, well, if I feel secure, or if I feel like I'm with somebody who wants to invest in me and my goals and my dreams, then that makes me feel like he takes me seriously, more seriously than somebody who just, wants to be physical with me. I mean, any man can want that. But I feel more attracted to somebody who makes me feel like he values me, who makes me feel like he's willing to invest in a better future for me, who makes me feel secure around him, like there's nothing I need to worry about. See, that is emotional. And that gives him that heroic kind of space of when he makes you feel like he's there for you, he makes you feel secure, he makes you feel valued. These are words that these men use on a day-to-day basis anyway. Now you're putting emotion into it. You're speaking his language, putting emotion into it, and occasionally looking at him with some seductive eyes when you're talking about attraction and, So yeah, that's just how I feel, Dating is great and all of that kind of stuff. And, we're having fun, right? You bring it back to him. But yeah, I mean, if I am going to stop seeing other men and I'm going to allow this one man to, have my time, my energy, be close and intimate with me like that, like I'm gonna need to know that he's not just here for my body. He actually really cares about me, my dreams, my goals, because then it shows that he actually cares about me as a person. You can shrug your shoulders a little bit when you do that, just a little bit, ever so slightly. Don't make eye contact. Just shrug them slightly, look down a little bit as if you've been disappointed before when you thought somebody really cared about you, but just have that look in your eye for like a split of a second. Make sure he's looking at you, and then you take your glass of wine and you have a sip and you look at him and you smile and you wait for his response. Well, what would make you feel secure? We're on the right path. We're on the right path. Okay. Men are very honest. If he's not going to do it, he knows he's not going to do it for whatever reason, he'll be straight up like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that. You don't say the word relationship. That's played out. I mean, you can, but you don't emphasize. You don't emphasize girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. You just say, for me to feel like a woman, I need a man. And for me, a man is someone that makes me feel secure and safe and valued, and like I don't have to worry about anything in the world because he's in my life. Full stop. Then it's up to him to say, oh, I can do that, or oh, I can't do that, or what does that look like to you? What does that mean? Well, I think the easiest thing, I don't know, for me the easiest thing is if my bills are paid. Full stop. What are bills? How much is that? Well, there's my rent. My rent is this much. So this part is a little bit tricky. Some people say double your expenses. For me, that depends on a multitude of factors. Because, I mean, if you live in a certain neighborhood, like, you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, there's only so much you're going to pay for that, okay? So if it's 5,000, then maybe say 7,000, okay? But if you say 10,000, these men are not dumb. They know the value of where you're staying, what you're staying in, okay? For me, I've had more success just saying what it is that I am paying, whether it's, rent or whatever, saying what it is, but making sure that I also add like my car or add student debt loan or something that, you know, is just gonna beef it up a little bit. So if you're gonna say, well, there's my rent, my apartment costs me like $7,000 a month, then there's my car that costs me about 3.5 plus insurance. So basically I need about 12, maybe 15,000 a month. Like if I knew I didn't have to, and then you don't mention the amount again. Like if I knew I didn't have to pay rent, then I could focus on other things. If I knew I didn't have to pay for my car installment every month, then I could focus on some of my passions. You mentioned the amount. Slowly let them calculate, let that figure sink in. And then what do you do with your body at this point? You breathe. You breathe, okay? Put your hands on the table if you have them clasped, or if you're looking at your nails, or, you know, whatever. Do like a dainty gesture, like a feminine gesture. Maybe tuck your hair behind your ear, or play with your hair while you're having this conversation. Look at him with these puppy eyes. Tilt your neck a little bit, tilt your head a little bit so your neck is exposed, so it shows him that you're being vulnerable. You don't discuss your expenses willy-nilly, so this is you letting him into an intimate part of your life. Okay, breathe slowly, talk slowly. Don't sound nervous. Don't blink. Don't blink too much. Okay, please blink. Don't blink too much. But you know what I mean? Calm your nervous system down. That's why I say practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of a video. Record yourself on video. Practice your pitch so that you refine some of those twitches. That's what he's going to be looking for while you're talking. So talk to him, look down a little bit, look up when you're thinking about the figure. Be like a doll, like, with your finger on your face, like, well, there's my this and there's my that. Count 2 or 3 big things, that's it. Those little, don't even count them. Then he's going to be like, oh, okay, well, I can help you with this, or I can help you with that, or, oh, I can't do that, or, oh, I can do that. Really? Okay, how to respond positively. Oh, I can do this, really? Oh my gosh, that would be so great, babe. Immediately, babe. Oh my gosh. That would be so great, babe. Oh my gosh. Touch your chest. Be like, so like, oh my gosh, but not like, right? Like, oh my gosh, like you didn't think he would, like, oh wow, oh my gosh, really? Oh, okay. Then have that look of, oh, well, I was wrong when I thought you couldn't do it. I may have been wrong. But you don't get too excited. Why? Because he hasn't paid it yet, right? Really, babe? Oh my gosh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna send you my banking details, babe. Just so you have them. Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, you're so sweet. And then you send them banking details. Have them somewhere close by where all you need to do is copy and paste. You don't need to be sitting for 3 minutes logging onto your internet banking, screenshotting your... No. You go in there with that stuff already ready, okay? Go in, copy, paste, send it to him. Oh, baby, such a darling. Thank you. I'm so excited. Oh, now does that make you my girlfriend or whatever? Okay, babe. Well, I guess we're gonna have to see, right? Let's see how it goes. If you're confident that you can look after me like that, then I'm willing to allow you to do that. Okay? And then order a drink, order a still water, order something to diffuse this conversation, because now we've all agreed this is what's going to be done. You've sent the banking details. The only thing left is for him to send you the money. But you're not going to pressure him because you want this man to do it of his own accord. Okay? And if he doesn't do it, that's also fine. You just know that he was lying. Okay? But we're not going to expend all this energy trying to make somebody do something that they don't want to do. You send him all the necessary stuff for him to do it. You send it to him as in typed out so that when he logs onto his internet banking, he copies your account number and pastes it. He doesn't have to go back. Don't give this man a whole bunch of admin to do. Make it easy. Make it so easy that he could literally do it while you're sitting across the table from him. And he might do that. He might do it later when you guys separate. He might do it a week later. He might not do it at all. Okay? So you don't focus on it. You just relax. You carry on having a good time. If you need to get up and go to the bathroom just to give everybody space. If you need to go scream by yourself because you're so excited that you actually pitched this, then do that. But you just play it cool. You're a little bit extra happy, but you're not like super excited, like, oh my gosh, okay? Because he can only get that level of excitement when he's paid your bills. If he says, I can't do that, or I can only do this much, the I can't do that, you say, you look at him with that pitiful look of, I knew you couldn't do it. Okay, but you don't say it. You look at him like, I knew. I'm not even surprised. Okay? And you just have a little smirk of, I already knew. And you say, after pausing, like you're listening to your thoughts first, and you're looking at him straight in the eye, and you just like look down a little bit, then shrug your shoulders like you're having an internal conflict. Then you look up at him. That's okay. Like I said, it's not for everybody. Maintain your eye contact so he sees it was an insult. And then finish up your drink. Be distracted like you need to be somewhere. Essentially, the date is over. Okay? So, if he says, oh, I can only do this, I can't do that, that's going to be up to you to decide if you want, if it's worth pursuing or not, or if it's worth letting him or not. Okay, my advice would be, if it's your very first time having a man pay anything for you, if he says, oh, I can't give you 12,000 to cover your expenses, I can give you 6,000, I can meet you halfway. Look at him like, like, don't look disappointed. Look like you're actually considering it. But do have a look of, that's not exactly what I wanted. So you're like, okay. You know what, babe? I think that could actually help me. If you're going to accept it. You know what, babe? I think that could actually help me. Yeah. It might actually help me. Okay. Maybe let's see. Okay. You're not fully committing to being his girlfriend based on what he's agreeing on, but you're not shutting him out either. You're like, okay, let's see. I'll just send you my banking details, babe, and yeah, let's see how it goes. And you send those banking details immediately. You don't go to the bathroom and send them. You send them while you're sitting there. Did you get them, babe? Okay. I'm just happy to know that you had them. And then finally, when does he give you your money? Okay, so as I touched on earlier, he can either do it on the day, a day later, a week later. This is almost the part where you need to let him do his thing, because if he's going to pay your bills, you don't want to be that guy who every month, babe, this is due, babe. No. You want him to be on autopilot as early as possible. So once he said he's going to do it, you trust him. But if he hasn't done it in like 3 or 5 days, okay, it's nearing a week, and he hasn't sent it to you, do start getting agitated. So when he calls you, be like, I'm so distracted because it's almost like the end of the month and just a lot of things are going on right now. So I'm sorry if I'm a little distracted. It's just I'm a bit overwhelmed. You don't mention by the way, are you gonna do this? No. Okay. I'm just a little distracted, bro. And then that'll click to him like, oh yeah, I promised her A, B, and C. He'll probably raise it himself and be like, oh yeah, I said I was gonna do this. I haven't been able to do it. Da, 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 da. Babe, the thing is, I really need your help. And when you said you were gonna help me, I thought that's what you were gonna do. Just be disappointed. Don't be mad. Just be disappointed and stressed. Oh, okay, no, I'll do my best. Da, da, da. Okay, babe. I have to go. Da 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 da. Oh, my mom's calling me. I need to do this. Or if he keeps saying, oh, I'm gonna do it, and he doesn't do it, you go back to the first episode of Why Men Love Getting to Me. When he starts acting out of line, you take your attention away. Okay? You don't answer his phone calls as much as you used to or as quickly as you used to. You don't respond back to him as quickly as you used to. You're distracted, you're tired, you're irritable, you're cold, you're distant. He will know what's up. Okay? And if he was intending to run you your money, he will correct himself ASAP. And if he wasn't, then he just wasn't. So ladies, that's basically the crash course on how to get your rent paid. You have to be brave. You have to be prepared. You have to go in there with a pitch. You have to go in there with a certain vibe about you so that he wants to see you just getting happier and more pleased with him. And when he drops the ball, you need to be able to activate your disappointed face. Like kids. When kids don't get the outcome they thought they were going to get, they just look confused and disappointed. Look confused. Like if he said, oh, I'm going to do this, and then the next date he says, oh, you know what, I'm actually not going to be able to do that. Look confused. Don't look at him. Look down like you're calculating, like, wait, 1 + 1 = 7. How? Have that look on you as he's talking, like you just don't understand what's going on. And golden rule number 1 is don't waste your time trying to make a man do something that he probably wasn't going to do in the first place. A lot of men will drag you and drag your time pretending like they're going to do something and they know they're not going to do it. That's why I make the videos that I make, because you need to be able to pick up on those red flags really, really early. If he's on that, oh, I'm going to do it, and then he doesn't do it and he expects you to be chasing after him, don't chase. And when he's trying to call you or trying to explain why he's not able to hold up his own word, just look confused, like you've never come across a man that does this. Like, where am I? And then when he's like, are you okay? Just be like, yeah, sorry, okay, I guess if you can't, then you can't. It's okay. Oh, are you mad? No. Why would I be mad? You can't. Why would I be mad? Oh, you just feel like da da da. Well, like I said, it's hard for me to take a man seriously when, he doesn't have certain qualities. And also, making me believe one thing and knowing that you're not in a position, that's just weird. But I'm not mad. Okay? You can insult him then, but, in a ladylike way, because he needs to feel like he's the one who's a problem. Okay? Don't be toxic. Don't be openly toxic, because then he's going to be like, oh, she was so rude, da da da. No. Just be like, oh, sorry, I just thought I thought you said, yeah, but then this and this happened, and be like, oh, okay. And in your mind, in your face, you're like, oh, like he actually doesn't have it. He actually lied. But okay. No, I understand. I get it. Like you're ashamed for him. Like, oh, okay. No, I get it. Like I said, it's not for everyone. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go. So great seeing you, by the way. All right, okay, friend zone. And you don't have to take his calls after that if you don't want to, but I wouldn't. Okay. So, ladies, that is how you get your rent paid. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but you have to be willing to do the dance. You have to be willing to say what you mean and mean what you say. You have to be able to pitch, quote unquote, in a feminine way. You have to use your feminine charm to pull and push his ego, okay? Pull at his ego, push, stroke, whatever his ego, right? So that he does what you want him to do, thinking he's doing it to prove himself, okay? Allow him to prove himself. Don't help him. Don't make it easier for him. Don't send him reminders, okay? And when he sends you your first deposit, be very happy, be very excited, be like, oh my gosh, like if you're in front of him when he does it, look at him like you just fell in love with him, like he's the most beautiful man you've ever seen. Like, oh my god, baby, wow. Oh. You know, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Like, you have no idea. Like, this means so much to me. You mean so much to me, babe. Thank you. Okay? Sound sincere. Be sincere. You know, show him how much you appreciate it and tell him, gosh, you've relieved so much pressure off of me. You have no idea. You have no idea. Thank you, babe. Oh my god. Give him a kiss on the cheek. Give him a big hug. If he's not in front of you, send him a cute, sexy voice note with your sexy feminine voice. And then send him a cute photo. Not nudes. We don't send that shit around here, okay? Send him a cute little photo. A cute little smiley photo. But something, you know, a little bit seductive. Have like a seductive look on your face or something, right? Have these photos taken beforehand. Every time you look good, take beautiful, cute photos where you have like a bit of a suggestive look on your face, or maybe you're dressed in a sexy dress, but nothing explicit, nothing that if it ended up in your mom's inbox you'd be ashamed of, okay? You know what I mean? But something a little bit sexy that would make this man feel like he's getting somewhere with you. And then don't start new things. Don't start new things. Don't suddenly start chatting with him, initiating calls, initiating whatever's, spending hours and hours and hours and hours on the phone. Nothing changes. Okay? Yes, in his mind, you're in a relationship. In your reality, you are just dating this person until such a time that he has paid your bills several times. I'm talking 2-3 times, or at least given you the equivalent of 2 to 3 times your rent, has taken you out, has taken you shopping preferably. He needs to be the one who is so deep in love. He's talking about all of these. We should take a trip, or we should do this, da 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 da. Don't act brand new. A lot of ladies mess the bag up, and I've done this, so I know exactly what the anatomy is, okay? A lot of ladies mess this up because they get excited and then they want to be, and then they feel insecure after a couple of days, like, oh my gosh, this guy sent me like 10,000 and I haven't said hello to him in the past 3 days and he hasn't said anything. Oh my gosh, is he mad at me? Is he gonna want the money back? Da da da. And then it's a whole spiral, and then you start chasing. And he didn't sign up for that. The reason he's paying your bills is because you don't chase him. So when you get your deposit, you know, say thank you. Tell him how special you feel. Send him the kissy faces. Be a little bit overmuch in that moment for like that 1 minute, okay? Oh, babe. And then you go back to the dynamic of, if he's not reaching out, ain't nothing happening. Go back to that dynamic. Once he has proven over and over again that this is actually what's happening, he didn't just do it that one time, then you can start being a little bit more free and open with him. And if he feels like he's going to pressure you to do something that you don't want to do just because he paid your bills, then you need to turn around in the same feminine voice and be like, I'm sorry, were you buying something? Because my understanding is that you're securing me. I don't know, did I get something wrong here? That's why you have to say as little as possible, because you don't want to get into a transactional relationship where this man pays your bills and then he feels like he can tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. That's why you have to act like this is your life. Because you must be surprised when he acts like that. Like, I'm sorry, did you think you were buying something? I'm not selling anything, babe. Are you my man or are you like buying something? No, but if I'm your man, I should no, I'm still getting to know you. Okay? We'll get there. Are you in a rush? Okay? Just make it about him being weird. Like, I'm sorry, are you rushing somewhere? Don't let me keep you. Go where you need to go. But we never offer the money back. It's gone. And why don't we offer it back? Because all the time that you spent sweet talking him, are you going to get that back? All those ego strokes, is he going to give them back? No, he can't. You can't give it back either. Okay? So, that's where I'm going to end this episode. And I hope that it's going to give you ladies some insight on how you actually get to the bag. Dates, dinners, even gifts, those are nice, okay? But if you want bills paid, you have to have a plan, you have to execute your plan, and you have to be ready for the reality of not everybody's going to be able to give you what you want. But you have to be positioned to walk away should you not get what you want over here. If you are in too deep with this man, you're in love with him already, you're super attracted to him, you've already gotten freaky with him, so now the intimacy is holding you, you're too scared to say certain things now because you don't want to lose him. If you're in that kind of a predicament, it's going to be difficult for you to execute some of the stuff. But if you position yourself correctly, it's going to be easy for you to at least be bold enough to say what you want to say. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're not attracted to him like that, and if he says this is too much for me, you lose nothing when he walks away, right? And some will walk away, and they should, okay? But all you need is that one guy or those two guys that are going to say, yeah, sure. What's it going to cost? And then you still decide whether or not they get to the intimacy. Because the reality is, he can pay your bills, but if he's rude, no. You're not getting close to me with that kind of attitude, sir. Excuse me. I don't care if all my bills are paid. No, you don't talk to me like that. Okay? Paying your bills is not the only standard. It gets him in the door, but he still has to act right. He still has to take you out after he's paid your bills. He still takes you shopping. He still spoils you. He still calls you. He's still the man. The only difference is that now you don't have to spend your own money on bills. But you still have standards for how you're treated, how you're spoken to. He still has to earn you. He's not buying you. It's part of earning you. It's the same as taking you out for dinner, but it just shows you that he's more serious than the next guy. That's it. He's buying your favor at best. So ladies, if you have any questions, please feel free to DM me, inbox me, email me. If you want us to have a one-on-one consultation, we can absolutely do that. This is very generic, obviously. I can't paint every single scenario on this episode. This is very, very generic, but I promise you, if you're able to extract from this episode all the steps and you practice them the way that I've laid it out, pitch to yourself in a mirror, pitch to a video camera, if you're able to start regulating your breathing, your twitches, all of those things, your voice, when to go high pitch, when to go low, when to look him in the eye, when to look down, when to play with your hair, when to be absolutely dead still, when to have a sip of your drink. Like, if you can start focusing on those things and refining those things and creating a whole rhythm with those things, then I promise you, you're going to be able to get your bills paid with minimal effort, and you'll be able to get somebody who pays your bills on time without you ever having to reach out. And sometimes these men are so busy that you'll hardly see them, you'll hardly talk to them, you'll hardly interact with them, and your bills will be paid anyway. Okay, that's my favorite type anyway. But yeah, so ladies, that's the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get your rent paid. Give me some feedback, let me know what is working for you, girl. Okay, and I'll see you in the next one.